Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm back again with the Renault Twizy. The last video that I did about the Twizy in the cold has actually done really well. So I've had a lot of comments and a lot of questions about this little car. So I thought I'd do another one to cover some of the reasons why the Twizy is so good, and little micro cars like this I think are going to be the future. Now, for those of you who watch my videos already, you'll know what this little car is, you know what it's all about. And for those of you that don't, this is a small electric car. A pretty dirty electric car at the moment because it's very well used. When I say electric car, it's actually classed as a quadricycle. So this is actually on the road, registered as a quadricycle. It makes no difference registering it or driving it. You basically need a UK car licence and you can drive this thing just like you would a normal car. Now, as standard, these little cars have a top speed of about 50 mile an hour and a range between 40 to 50 miles. But basically the range kind of works like this. It's about 50 miles at a 30 mile per hour average speed, or it's 30 miles at a 50 mile per hour average speed. Now, this kind of goes out the window for this one because I've actually got a modification done to this one which basically pimps it beyond belief. So yeah, it basically doubles the horsepower and gives it loads of torque, which, because it's rear wheel drive, it just makes it incredible fun. It's just like driving an adult go-kart. So why do I love it so much? I've got proper cars. I mean, I've had my fair share of sports cars and other things, but this is just so much fun. These little cars have been around quite a long while. I mean, this is nothing new. I think the first one of these probably came out 2012, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was around that sort of time, might be before that. But what I find amazing about this, for one person just nipping down the shops or doing small errands, that sort of stuff, this car is incredibly practical. And you can just plug it into a 3-pin plug socket and it's charged up in about 2.5 to 3 hours. I mean, crazy. And the energy consumption when it's charging is so low, it's a bit like having like a little electric heater on for 2 or 3 hours. To the point where when I'm doing short journeys, I'm not taking this. This is a hybrid, so you've still got to put petrol in it. But this just seems to run on nothing, which makes it ideal for running off of renewable energy. But more on that later. I've got to run some errands. Acceleration 0 to 30 in this thing is just brilliant. I mean, if you love driving and you've come from a background of driving hot hatches and stuff that feels raw, you know, like these 90s kind of fast hot hatch cars, this is going to be right up your street. But you can also drive it slowly as well. You don't have to be a nutter. The other thing is parking. It's just so easy. Sometimes I park in spaces sideways just because I can. Right, first little errand done. Oh, don't like speed bumps in this thing. I'll probably get away with just parking it here. Now I've got to grab some groceries. Who needs a Lambo? Bog roll and dishwasher tablets, 2 essential things in life. Coffee now. Do get some funny looks at petrol stations sometimes, though. But I guess I'm the last one laughing, because I ain't got to put any fuel in this thing. That's a pretty fast car in front. Look, let's see what the acceleration's like. Ah, I've got an S3 in front now. Let's see what happens. Sat right behind him. 0 to 30, there's not really much that can kind of stay with this little car, to be honest. Always brings a smile to people's faces. This is the only car I don't actually mind driving around on a Saturday afternoon in a busy town. around the twisties as well, this little thing. Love it. All we got to do now, stick it back on charge. So earlier on I mentioned I could recharge this car from renewables, so solar and wind power, and that is exactly what's happening right now. I've got 3 solar panels on my roof, just 3 solar panels, and they feed into these 2 inverters, and basically these just feed power into my house, and they just counteract the power that the Twizy takes when it's charging. So on a good day, this simple little solar system, which costs less than £500, can actually cover the energy consumption of the Twizy. So it can produce nearly 3 to 4 kilowatt hours a day, which easily covers the Twizy's energy consumption. If you're just doing short little journeys, little errands every day, easily covers that. And any surplus you get is just a bonus, it just goes back into the house. So this is all good. Why aren't more people doing it? I don't know. I think this is going to be the future. I think small cars are going to be the future. We've just all become obsessed, me included, with bigger cars, and the manufacturers just make cars bigger and bigger. It's really obvious to see when you go to a car parking space and you can't fit the car in the car parking space anymore because they were designed around cars, 20 years ago that were a lot smaller. And then that makes you think, why do we need to take a massive car just a few miles down the road to go and pick up some groceries, but we don't need a huge amount of storage in the car. We don't need to take multiple people with us. It's just us in this massive, great, power-consuming beast of a car. Small little last-mile vehicles or last 10-mile vehicles for people that don't want to ride motorcycles or bikes, e-bikes included, don't want to get wet. Something that is like a car, but much smaller, much more efficient. I think it's got to be the way forward. Love them or hate them, guys. I think they're here to stay. Let me know what you think in the comments. This has been a real fun one to make this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Oh yeah, we're going to be selling these solar systems as well on Cloudstone, so go and check that out. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, do all that usual stuff. Follow me on Instagram. I'll catch you next time.